So I wanted to show you the history books. There's two books, the history of the Brown family, which is my mother's side, and the history of the Kaisa family, which is my father's side, and this is using the Hungarian spelling. And that's because what my father used. We just wanted to show you that it's a nice hard copy book, and you can see it's fairly thick. It's about, how many pages? About 240 pages, and it's printed in full color. And lots of photographs. For example, this picture shows Helen being born, and that's her mother Belle, and that's the great aunt Gladys that we had talked about in our meeting. There's all sorts. I've done lots of maps in here. For example, these are maps of the neighborhood in London, where our London relatives lived. This is a photograph taken in 1865 in the neighborhood just shown in that previous map. And in it, two of the children moved to Mexico, one of them being our great-grandmother, who is the mother of Belle. This is the example of another map showing how the Brown relatives traveled from the East Coast, where they had settled prior to the Revolutionary War, and then after the Revolutionary War, took the raft down the Ohio River, as shown in the movie How the West Was Won, and then settled in Ohio. And it is from this location in Ohio where our grandfather, Robert Brown, then went to Mexico. And there's also, it's very hard, and I found that even for me doing the research, it got very difficult to keep track of who is who. So all throughout the photographs, there's also these family trees which explain how people are related to one another. This photograph is also in the book. It shows our great-grandfather, Robert Stewart Brown, who fought in the Civil War, and he is the father of Robert Brown, who moved to Mexico, and then his wife, Martha McClung, who is the young lady that we discussed in our get-together. She moved to Mexico with Robert Brown, and she died right after World War I from the swine flu, which was going on during that period.